Meanwhile, I think we're ready to get started here with Chronic versus CRR, North American Salt Mine 3 about to kick off. Yeah, a couple people I think are getting a bit confused over the tiebreakers for Salt Mine 3 group stages because head-to-head, I believe it wasn't even called head-to-head. It was I think it was called game diff between tied teams was used in RLCS this season, in the winter split this past season. And the way that works is you look at all the games played between the players who are tied and you add all of them up to break the tie. So what that tiebreaker, if you do use that, what you're using it for is to see who performed better in that particular matchup. You're giving more weight to the matchup itself than the other matches in the group. But in Salt Mine 3, it's the other way around. The first tiebreaker is game differential overall, so how well people do against the entire group, and then the second tiebreaker is head-to-head, so it's not putting as much importance on the head-to-head tiebreaker. But yeah, whenever you the difference between a head-to-head tiebreaker or in a three-way tie, a head-to-head-to-head, and game diff between tied teams tiebreakers is a head-to-head just straight up doesn't put more value on one series versus another. It just puts all series, the game differential against the group as a whole. You know, a game win against one person is the same as another one, a loss is the same. So it's a more game differential focused way of separating a group. But yeah, Vatira, it does in fact make sense, and it has been used before, has been the same rules the entire time. Nobody changed the rules, been there the whole time, so yeah, I know it sucks to lose out in a tiebreaker by one game, by any one game would have broken a tie. It's what happened to Zen in Group B. He won the tiebreaker by one game. Oh, nice shot by CRR. That's beautiful. Perfect ceiling pitch. But yeah, it's not the end of the world. Third place does make playoffs as well, and one win in playoffs gets you right into the same place as second place would be at. Yeah, AppJack is playing right now. All of the NA players are playing right now. They're all playing their first match of the day. After that, we're going to be doing exactly what we did in EU. We're going to be just covering Group B action first. Oh, good try there from CRR. Chronic would have been backing off afraid of that one. Yeah, Chronic's been that guy in NA so far. I think he's really just established himself as the top player in North America. Performance in the Chalkcast Jewels 1's tournament, and now undefeated in Salt Mine 3 so far. He's that guy at the top of the pile at the moment. Everybody's gunning for him. CRR's had a bit of a disappointing start to the tournament. Couple of very tough Game 5 losses. It's a really nice turnaround by Chronic. Chronic will equalize. CRR underestimated how quickly he could turn here. Wanted to grab a couple more boost pads, and Chronic simply did not allow that. No, Vatira Rawas went 3-1 for Rawas. If Vatira got one more game, if it was 3-2, he would have won the group. But because it was 3-1, he lost out on game diff. Too much. He lost too many games. Oh, big play there by Chronic to get away from the demo, but he's taking a bit too long to shoot this one. Chronic still going to have an advantage though. CRR completely stationary, just waiting for the play. Oh, big dunk. Chronic starting to warm up now in game 1. Chronic's just got such control when it comes to aerial game. CRR was getting goal side of that ball, but it looks like maybe forcing it to the corner would have been the better idea. And now Chronic's starting to take control again. He's off the wall. Flip reset early on the play, and that's going to allow him to outplay the early challenge, which he does. And now Chronic leads 4-2. Let's see what CRR's got in store. He can try a whole host of things in 1v1. Quite an adaptable player, you know, someone who prefers mostly, especially as of late, to play a very high pressure style. You know, funnily enough, you know, since he's here in chat, CRR plays in defensively at least, quite similarly to Vatira. Just goes regardless of boost. He's very good at finding angles to turn and challenge. He's very good at finding opportunities to pressure his opponent. And the level of mechanics, the level of 1v1 he saw from CRR in Shotcast Duels tournament recently was something we hadn't seen from him in a while. He's clearly one of the best in North America at the moment. That's just too good though from Chronic, who by the way does have a recent win on CRR, so this is a matchup that last time it was played went in Chronic's favor and appears right now to be going in Chronic's favor as well. He's kept himself safe from danger there. Very composed defense by Chronic. CRR, just simply by being there, grabs the next possession for himself. Reset is there, but it's off target. CRR quickly turns though. Chronic leaving the ball just a bit too much there. Thought that he could grab the boost, he could not. And CRR, who was actually threatening a bit of a bump on that air dribble, that was enough to force Chronic out of position on the wrong side of the ball. CRR, chance to make it a 1-goal game. That's a volley and a half. Absolutely huge shot by CRR. On the volley as well. He did not wait for that to bounce, which is, you know, maybe what Chronic was expecting. And to get that much power on the volley takes such impeccable timing. That's exactly what CRR had. Chronic towards the back corner. CRR outplays him but loses his car in the process. Put himself in the firing line by playing so directly at the ball there. Chronic with the slight angle dribble. Sees CRR coming, but now he's going to be the player demoed as we get towards the final 30 seconds of this game. CRR looking to tie, and he does so with a fake midair. "21 seconds to go." CRR had a bit of a backup plan on that play also. Even though he faked, he had a flip reset to work with. He had great coverage should Chronic have hit the ball. And it looks like it's going to be CRR who's pushing for the win here. At least pushing for the late lead. He's got Chronic in his sights. Oh, what a flick by CRR! Absolute top bins. 6-5 lead. Chronic in control the whole game. Now suddenly CRR deals it away from him. CRR just has to control this one. He's got a great opportunity here to come away with the win. Defends very safely there. He's not even going to shoot that ball. He just plays it into a safe position. And that does it. 1 game to CRR against the group favorite, maybe even the slight tournament favorite. And that is Chronic. I mean, looking at the field control from CRR especially, he's doing what CRR does. He dominates his opponents. You can clearly see that on the Next Rank post-game stats. The Next Rank is a Rocket League course for ranking up by apparently Jack and myself. Sign up on the nextrank.com for a 15% discount on release. I think we actually do have the blimp ready. We've probably got quite a few results. We started this one late, this game, so we can bring in the blimp and see what there is to see, what's been happening in the other groups, what's been happening in the other games. So CRR is 1-0 and Chronic. We've got Beast Mode 1-0 and Wavy. Beast Mode continuing his very impressive form. Continuation of the Gamers 8 form. And over in the other group, Appjack tying AJ 1-1. Daniel 1-up on Razebull, who's having a really hard time in that group. And Evo 1-1 on Cosmic. So that's a big game. Evo and Cosmic both tied 2-1, looking to go first place in the group. For us, we're going to get right into game 2. CRR trying to regain, trying to give Chronic his first loss. He's already done the first part of that. He's going to need to do a whole lot more. CRR, floor pinch to kick things off. Chronic defends that very well to make a save here and still defend the back corner boost as well. It's a perfect outcome. Look at CRR, they're just hiding behind the ball and immediately challenging in reverse. Chronic bumped into the air, but actually uses that to propel himself into a clear. A wall shot saved there by CRR. He rushes to the ceiling. Fakes a flick from distance, which Chronic did not fall for. As CRR really looking comfortable in the lobby right now. He's been able to play exactly the way he wants to play. Like I said in the last game, he plays very aggressive in defense. He challenges as early as he can. He doesn't really have to rely on a lot of goalkeeping, even though he's a sound goalkeeper in Rocket League, of course. He prefers to put pressure on his opponents, and he's very good at doing it. He's been doing it since he started his 1v1 journey years ago. Oh, look at the control. CRR with a gorgeous air dribble to slot an open net. Chronic underestimating CRR's capabilities there. Did not think that would be the angle CRR is taking the ball. Chronic covering the wall. CRR going straight into the middle. Another possession for CRR. He fakes the back corner boost grab. Chronic not really falling for that one though. CRR trying to pinch to buy some time. Don't think that was really an attempted shot, just a defensive pinch there. Safe one to get rid of the danger. Now CRR with a fake challenge that's way out wide, and I think Chronic saw how wide CRR was and immediately flicked. Now failed wave dash for CRR. Has him waving goodbye to that open net opportunity. Another fake challenge by CRR, this time on the wall. Another one that Chronic really hasn't bitten on, so these fake challenges are not convincing enough, but they're so far away from the goal that CRR's got time afterwards to reposition. Chronic threatening a flick from distance. CRR blocks that one. Quick turnaround and a mind game. And this time a successful wave dash to set up the open net. CRR has really brought his A game today. Chronic looking shaky, looking vulnerable. Going from that initial lead that Chronic had in the first game, it's been all CRR for the latter half of game one. Now all CRR for the entirety of game two. I think he might save this. Oh, not quite. Chronic's delayed kickoff. Closing the gap. Good pathing there by Chronic as well, and a nice shot from a tight angle. Very nicely done by Chronic. He was struggling to get a foothold in the game. And the fake kickoff does the trick. Now he's got kickoff possession. Does get the mid boost and a reset. Fakes the flick, actually goes for the high shot, and CRR can't recover. That was so convincing by Chronic. The way that he air rolled made it really look like he's about to pull the trigger on the flick there. CRR was unprepared. 2-2, another close game. And now CRR will have control for the first time in a while. It's going to be an immediate goal, actually. Chronic getting way too close with absolutely no boost. I'm not sure what he was thinking here. It's a great first touch by CRR. He just went straight in field. And Chronic did not expect that. He did not have a dodge ready. Probably expecting CRR to run back a little bit more. CRR, of course, prefers to go direct if he can. Speaking of, it's another direct goal. So we had a couple of kickoff possessions for Chronic and now a couple for CRR. They're all going the way of the attacker. Now that's going to be a frustrating one for Chronic, so I think it was probably savable if he was inside his goal. He may have been able to react to that post bounce. But because he expected more of a bounce across the goal, he was not ready to save that one. It's CRR again. This flick saved, but the boost steal comes after it. CRR scored from this position before. Chronic has to be careful. It looks like this time he did have the infield dribble covered. CRR going for it again though. Still threatening. He centers it to himself. CRR showing Chronic angles. He just cannot get control of the game here. CRR, the beautiful pass to himself there. Who says you can't pass in 1v1? 5-2 now for CRR. Chronic has some time here, but he's more of the defensive player in this matchup, so he'll have to step out of his comfort zone if he wants to force the issue here. His boost has been stolen. CRR is not giving him any space to work with, of course. He is just all over the ball. Chronic will have to make the most of his opportunities. Here comes the first one. CRR again just goes straight for the ball, and Chronic did not see it coming. That time though, he gets the demo. That's open from distance. Chronic takes a touch. CRR from the spawn charges straight for the ball, and again successfully contacts it. It will be Chronic who gets the next goal though. Crucial goal there for Chronic, because it was all CRR before this. The momentum was so heavily in his favor. But Chronic found a way. Gotta look out for the bump. He did by actually reversing. What is this from Chronic? CRR thought Chronic was going to jump in the last second, but Chronic just sits still. He let himself be a target. And because CRR had such a run up to the jump, he assumed that Chronic would know he's coming. And he accidentally flew right over his head. Now Chronic with a reset. CRR again charges in. His rush challenges are working so consistently. He'll go for another one. Taking last second there. Chronic, in a panic, concedes possession. Now it's Chronic rushing the challenge, and it works for him as well. 5 apiece. This time it's Chronic who comes back. Only close series today, it would seem, between some of Saltmine's best. Chronic darting back to defense, grabs the back corner boost. CRR pops it awkwardly above him. He'll try to get some pressure on him here, of course, which he does. We're starting to see fake challenges from CRR though, which is something that we saw earlier on today. Oh, what a pinch. Saved well by Chronic. The awareness was on point. CRR absolutely nailed that one. And now to the sky goes Chronic. Reset is good. CRR with the pre-jump save. And now the open net at the other end. Has he got it? I think he's missed. It sneaks in. He hit the post, but it goes up into the bar and into the goal. That is crazy. It was wide open. And CRR is rewarded for a heroic defensive stand. 3 seconds in it. Chronic delayed a kickoff earlier. Will he try to do it again? Yes, he will. CRR didn't see it. It's open for Chronic. He's absolutely skied it though. That's nowhere near. Can he somehow get this on target? CRR's in the area and it's not going to happen for Chronic. The kickoff strategy actually worked, but it was a tough shot. He didn't get it close to goal. CRR's got to look out for these delayed kickoffs. I mean, I talked about it. It's something Chronic's done earlier on in the game, and he almost got caught by it again. Just like game 1, we've got field control for CRR. No surprise. It's working out. He's going to keep doing that. Chronic has not really been able to get him into defense for extended periods of time. Do we have the blimp? Let's get the blimp in. Let's bring in the blimp. Let's see what's been happening elsewhere. We've got a tie series, I believe, on... No, actually, okay, they've all been separated. So, oh no, Daniel is still tied to Raisebook here. Evo, 2-1 up on Cosmic. Evo can top the group after this round if he continues this run of form. He's currently tied first with AJ, who's losing to apparently Jack. Jack just won. Oh, wow. Is that result just came in now? Jack is victorious? That's insane. So, okay, if Jack's won that one, then Group B is going to remain incredibly close. Incredibly close. Jack and AJ will both be 2-2 going into the final round. We're going to have so many tiebreaker possibilities in Group B. For Group A, it looks like mostly what we expect elsewhere, only here on my channel do we have the unexpected, and that is CRR 2-0 on Chronic. Yeah, you guys are saying it is confirmed. Oh, what a shot. The placement by CRR. A gorgeous floor pinch. He waits until the perfect moment. Just bounces it directly over Chronic's heads. And there is nothing that anyone is going to be able to do about that. Looks like we're maybe going to get a kickoff goal. No, Chronic recovers well, but still very heavy favored from CRR here. Delayed a bit too long, though. He used all his boosts, and now Chronic's on the breakaway. He will not score, you've got to be joking. What on earth did that not go in? Chronic's at the bar. Both players are completely low on boost, and we will have a good save by CRR. He lands on the back corner boost critically. Oh, well, Chronic is going to be so sad about that one. That was his best chance to early on completely even out the standards. Chronic clearly uncomfortable against CRR today. And I want to put full credit on CRR for that, because his aggressive style, his ability to find challenges that work and then mix in the fakes late in the game have worked so well. That's on target, but it's so slow. Chronic recovers and actually saves it. Open net the other way, and Chronic will tie the game. He got bumped, but the ball was so slow on target that he was still able to get back and keep it out of the net. CRR must have thought that was a goal. We're back to the kickoff. Still, triple match point CRR. Still, looking like he is the player who's comfortable in the matchup right now. Chronic trying to unlock something within himself with the car change. But CRR again. Chronic lunging in unsuccessfully. CRR with the early reset. 2-1 in his favor. Yeah, NA's proven to be extremely close by the looks of things. No clear favorites. This is the last undefeated player losing. Everybody so far in Salt Mine has had a loss to their name, a series loss to their name, except Chronic. Oh my goodness, CRR. That was almost a goal out of nowhere. Chronic had full control. But Chronic does have full control here. Beautiful air dribble bump. Hovering it the whole way, and look at where Chronic's placed his car here. He's not air dribbling in front of the ball. He's directly under the ball, because that's what CRR is waiting for. He's waiting for Chronic to fly over him so he can catch the ball on the goal line. Instead, Chronic just sits on him and lets the ball cross the line. Chronic with one reset. Low shot goes in. CRR expecting something high. And now it's starting to go a whole lot more in Chronic's favor. Interesting to note, CRR yesterday, in both of his losses, lost in Game 5. He lost in Game 5 to Wavy, he lost in Game 5 to First Killer, so, you know, if Chronic is going to win this series, it will be more Game 5 pain for CRR. He's got a sweet win for himself, and 2 Game 5 losses. Been very close to a great group for CRR so far. Look how quickly he challenges after hiding behind the ball. I mean, that's just spectacular from CRR. He knew exactly the moment that his car was going to leave Chronic's vision, using the ball to obscure Chronic's vision there so he can hide his challenge. Sneak another one in for the equalizing goal. Is that confirmed that Raise Bull has lost as well? Raise Bull and AJ both losing. I think that actually might mean that Raise Bull's out, because everybody in Group B has at least 2 wins. It's an incredibly close group. Everybody in Group B has 2 wins except Raise Bull, who has none. So Raise Bull's actually going to be out going into the final round here. He will be playing for his honor. And to spoil Cosmic's day, because there's just no way that he can come back. That's a shame for the Bull. He just couldn't really get going in Group B. Zapatos is Group A's struggling player. He'll be hoping for some help in other matches, particularly from Beast Mode against Wavy, which right now he's getting. Here, Chronic is starting to build a comeback. He's starting to fight for that midfield a lot more, able to fight for that midfield a whole lot more. At what point will this start to worry CRR, who's, like I said, lost 2 Game 5s already. I think right now he'll be feeling just fine, but Chronic is threatening again. This is a very difficult position for CRR to work with. A good read in Chronic's intentions. Not that it will matter afterwards, he gets demoed. Chronic, low 50, delaying that one just a bit too long. Drop of the ball happening too late for it to matter. CRR trying to find a shooting angle, but fires wide as we approach the final minute of the game. CRR getting aggressive. You know, if CRR ups the aggression, it's going to get to crazy levels because his base is already very aggressive, but he's been dusted to the ball here. Chronic just too quick and goes up 6-3. Difference here. CRR tried to save his dodge for a shot. Chronic just fast aerialed straight into the ball. Still time for CRR. Remember, just like we've seen in EU today, the game diff does matter. And that's why CRR will be hunting for this comeback especially hard. Not able to create an angle there that's scoreable. CRR fast in the turn, of course. Little delay before lunging, but Chronic handles it with ease and scores a 7th. And that will be a nexty from CRR. He's going to forfeit this game. There will be 1 for Chronic as the comeback potentially gets started. So more of the same kind of field control from CRR here. I mean, in every single game we've seen, he has dominated that statistic. He's pushing Chronic back a whole lot more. In this game, though, Chronic was able to handle the pressure to a much higher level and counter a lot more successfully. Actually, more output in offense despite being stuck in defense the whole game. 12 shots to 9 in favor of Chronic. Let's take a look at the results. We'll bring the blimp back in. We've got some more results coming in for you guys. Group B is finished for this round. We've had all of the games completed over there. Apparently Jack, of course, 3-1 over AJ. Daniel 3-1 over Razebull. Evo 3-1 over Cosmic. Now that does mean that Razebull is eliminated with 1 round left to go because everyone else in the group has already won 2 series and he hasn't won any. So he's playing for his honor, playing for to spoil Cosmic's tournament, as everyone else still has a chance to make playoffs. Elsewhere in this group, we have no more finalized series. Beast Mode 2-1 up on Wavy. First Killers of Patos tied. Now let's get into Game 4 for Chronic versus CRR and see if Chronic can continue the reverse sweepy. Appjack Chronic can't happen in the group stage. They're in different groups. Final match for the group for Chronic is going to be Chronic against First Killer. I believe the final match for Jack is going to be against Daniel. We're going to be streaming that one in the very next round after this one. Oh my goodness, what a save by Chronic. That is absolutely ridiculous. CRR had that one on target from a tough angle and Chronic denied him and scores at the other end. Oh, that is perfect in defense and perfect in offense. Chronic is starting to heat up big time here. Yeah, last round of the day for NA on my stream will be Chronic versus First Killer. So we're going to see lots of Chronic today. Didn't see any of them yesterday in the main stream. But today we're going to be seeing if Chronic can establish himself as the tournament favorite. Chronic with the flip reset air dribble dunk attempt there. Didn't initially work, but it forced CRR to land far out of position. CRR from the ground, trying to get his first goal of the game. Delayed flick saved by a pre-jumping Chronic. CRR is starting to have less and less success with his offense. Needs to be careful not to push it too far when increasing the risk that he's willing to take on these plays. CRR has got a lot of practice finding that balance. Right now it seems like his first touch has let him down though. That was a tough ball to really catch back up to. Chronic's starting to get just a bit too quick for CRR to these contested balls. Again, Chronic just the faster of the two players to get into position, but that's a monstrous 50 in defense by CRR. He takes the shot early and on target. The CRR keeping the pressure on Chronic. Chronic does look like he's found a new gear in the Octane. A bit more pace and a bit more danger for CRR to worry about. Oh, what a trip though. CRR's tripped Chronic out of position and he's got the most open net. To go up, or not to go up, sorry, to tie 2-2. Chronic thought that he was safe there. Suddenly, he's pushed way out of position. That's very promising for CRR. He didn't really have to do anything crazy in order to make that comeback happen. And now Chronic's misplayed in an attempt to take the ball to the back corner. He misses it completely. He's trying to clip that at the end of his pre-flip so that he can knock it into the back corner and grab the back corner boost. He tried to go for a very precise touch that proved to be too risky. Chronic bumped again, but just letting it happen. CRR steals the boost away. Quickly, Chronic recovers. CRR's got a massive boost advantage here. Tries to immediately shoot, which Chronic counters accurately, dodges the demo. Still, CRR on the turn. What a turn and shot that is. 4-2. CRR just too much for Chronic in that exchange. Moxie rated. Oh, thanks Moxie for the stream. Congrats on the insane comeback today. One of the comebacks of all time. Oh, what a fake by CRR. Oh, right. It's like he's still got landed on by Chronic here. Really got to raise the expectations on these air dribble bumps. It looked like CRR faked him. Look at Chronic diving down, spiraling into the bump, even after the fake. It looked like CRR was going to escape him. Chronic, like a heat-seeking missile, finds it. This time he does successfully pre-flip the ball into his back corner. Another ground play from Chronic. Perfect timing on the pop. He started to realize that timing from CRR. He noticed that CRR turns to challenge as soon as he's behind the ball. So look at that. As soon as CRR is behind the ball, he jumps. And that's what Chronic did. He waited for CRR to be completely behind the ball, and then he jumps as well to counter the incoming challenge. Tie game as Chronic looks to tie the series. It's CRR with the advantage. Boost steal will be his, but Chronic's grabbing boost at the far post. And he spots an opening. CRR did not need to get too fancy with this one. Chronic lunging forward, left the door open at the near post there. They are starting to retake control of this series now. Such a dominant 50-50. I mean, it's a dangerous 50-50 at the same time, because if that bounces off the back wall, the back corner wall, even against you know, the ceiling, the crossbar, there's so many different walls, the posts, that is going to bounce into a place where Chronic can chase. But if CRR can control it sideways specifically, then it centers. Oh, Chronic's fallen over. Oh no! Chronic completely beans his landing gear. He had a bit too much pace with his recovery on the wall. Fell off the post. A great awareness by CRR. He noticed that there was an opportunity to score. And he's not falling for the delayed kickoff this time either. Chronic running out of options, running out of time. CRR really turning his tournament around here. Keeping in the race for first place. Wavy beat Beast Mode? No way, really? Wavy beat Beast Mode, that's incredible. Well played, Wavy, as Chronic actually puts in another laser. Two goals in it. Chronic trying to reverse sweep. CRR with the wave dash recovery kickoff. Actually just sits behind the ball. That's such composure there. Oh my goodness. Speaking of composure, Chronic passes to himself on the inside of the post. Oh, he missed the boost. He did the hard part, but he got the easy bit wrong. That was a perfectly hit self-pass off the inside of his post to actually take control of the game there, but time is now running away from him. CRR very comfortably in defense here. Chronic puts him in a little bit of bother. Oh, CRR centers it in front of his own net. Don't think Chronic saw that one coming. Final 30 seconds now. CRR doing wonders for his game win-loss and also doing wonders for his chances in the group, and he's about to ruin the only perfect record left in Salt Mine 3. Can Chronic find another goal? Not there. It's not happening. CRR just walks around him again. Too easy with it. CRR gives Chronic no options, and Chronic does call GG's. He knows that this one's as good as over. He was completely committed and out of the game. CRR 3-1 over Chronic. Both groups are now completely up in the air. Has the chat, has the first killer Zapatos series finished? I'm not sure yet if that one's completed. It was on Dazzler, and I can give it a quick look and see. It looks like it's in favor of first killer. He is currently winning game 4, so Zapatos needs to come back there, or else he's out. I don't think he knows it right now, but he will be eliminated if he does not beat first killer. CJ, thanks for the raid. Thanks for getting up early, man. And I'll talk to you soon. Let's take a look at, speaking of CJ, let's take a lock at the Chalked Cast post-series highlights. If you love people talking about Rocket League, check out the Chalked Cast. We had Wavy on the show recently. He's one of the Salt Mine 3 participants. We've had Aris on the show as well recently, one of the up-and-comers in the NA scene. Really cool to talk to those guys. And we're looking to get lots more Salt Mine 3 participants on the Chalked Cast. So be sure to join the community, check out the pod, and yeah, much love to Rizzo and CJ, my co-hosts, for helping make this tournament possible. Yeah, to explain why, while these highlights roll through, to explain why Zapatos needs to win there, it's the exact same thing that happened to Razebull in Group B. CRR absolutely dominated the field in this matchup. He just imposed his style on Chronic, and there's not really much Chronic could do today against that. The only undefeated player in Salt Mine 3 has been defeated, and CRR joins the host of players who are all on 2 wins after this round. Do we have the result? I don't think there are actually any more results to report, but we can bring the blimp in. Everybody loves the blimp. Let's bring in the blimp and take a look at what's been happening here. Because while we've been watching CRR elevate and take down Chronic, we've had Wavy come back from behind to win game 4 and 5 against Beast Mode. And that's ridiculous, because that puts Wavy on 2 series wins. And let's take a look at the NA groups, actually. Let's take a look at the standings before we go to break here. After that break, by the way, our next match is going to be apparently Jack versus Daniel, which is a huge match in Group B. Final round of Group B. And it's huge because if you look at how the groups have panned out, there are 5 players in each group in the running for first place, if I'm not mistaken. And First Killer has actually just confirmed the win there against Zapatos. So Zapatos, unfortunately for him, is eliminated. His last round will be played for honor, to attempt to avoid the 0-5 score, and also to help someone else in the group. He's going to be playing against Wavy in the last round. Now, if Zapatos can beat Wavy, that helps players like Beast Mode, CRR, who are on the same series score, or a series score currently as Wavy. He can. Zapatos is now playing for everyone in the group except Wavy, essentially. Sad run there for Zapatos, just couldn't get it done. despite some impressive showing. Same for Raze Bull in Group B, who's playing for everyone in the group now except Cosmic, his opponent in the final round. But because we have so many players on 2 and 3 wins respectively, the amount of scenarios we have are too many to even bother talking about at the moment. But what we will do after the break is give you guys a rundown of the matchups that are happening so you guys can find them if you want to watch them. So we're going to go to break right now. When we're back, it will be the Group B. We'll focus in on Group B and what scenarios we can figure out over there after this break, so don't go too far.